and leaf diagram is basically a a depiction of the data of a particular group. Now, if we take the help of this particular question, then let's see what do we mean by a group? So here, 37 people is basically a group. And what do we have as data? The ages of these 37 people is basically the data. So we have ages and the group is 37 people. Okay. Now the question comes that how do we read this, tabular depiction? And what are these numbers meant for? And let's understand little bit more about these. So this part is basically the tens of the data, and this part, the entire right part, is basically the ones of the data. This is tens and this one is ones. Now what does it mean? It basically means that if I take 4 and for example I take 4 from here, in the same stem I take 4 as a leaf here and this 4 from the stem. That means I'll write this as 44, and this is basically age of one of the persons from this 37 people, right? Now similarly I can take this 3 and I may take say 9, so that means 39 years is again an age of one of the persons from our group 37 people. All right. So this is how we read a particular stem and leaf diagram. Now let's see what we have in the first question. The first question says, what age was the youngest passenger? Now this question is talking about the youngest passenger. That means the age which will have a tens and will also have a ones has to be the smallest of all these numbers. The tens has to be the smallest because we are talking about the youngest passenger. So obviously the youngest passenger will have the smallest tens, and that's 1. Okay. Now we can take this as 1. Similarly, even the ones has to be smallest. So that is 6. So we'll take 6. That means the age of the youngest passenger was 16 years. All right. So this is how we can find out the age of the smallest person just by looking at this data. Now, if I ask that what is the age of the oldest person or oldest passenger in this entire group, then we can simply say that 5 from the tens and 9 from the ones. Why? Because we are talking about the oldest ones. That means we need to take the highest, the largest number of tens and the smallest one from the ones and the largest one from the ones also. So that means the oldest person's age is 59 years. Okay. And this is how we can read the stem and leaf diagram. Now, moving on to the next one, which is basically the median age. Now, we all know that median of any group is always equal to n by 2. Now, this is an odd number. The group is, the n here is 37, right? So we can simply say, we can take n plus 1 over 2, and that makes it 37 plus 1 over 2. That makes it 19. So 19th position is the median. So how do we find out the 19th position? We can find out like this, that this is the first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So that means the median is this. So the median is 40 years. Okay. Now we have found out the median also. Now the third one is we need to find out the lower and upper quartiles. Now how do we find that out? So let me first clean this a bit and let's have some space here and we'll quickly find out the lower and upper quartiles. Okay. Right. So we are all clear here. Now, as we know that, lower quartile is basically, we already know that lower quartile is, that's equal to n plus 1 over 4 position. Okay. So that makes it 38 over 4 and that makes it 9.5 position. Now, how do we find out the 9.5th position? So 9.5th position is this to second, third, fourth, and we have fifth, sixth, seven, 8, 9. And 9.5 is somewhere here. Okay. So that means we can say that 9.5 will be basically somewhere between 26 and 27. That means LQ will be equal to 26 plus 27 over 2 and that's 26.5. All right. So we have found out the LQ. Now similarly we can find out uh, the upper quartile. So the upper quartile, as we know, is basically n plus 1 3 over 4 position. Now that's basically 3 into 38 over 4 position. So that's basically 28.55th position is what the upper quartile is. So how do we find out the 28.5th position? So that's very simple. Again, we will simply, do the counting and we'll quickly find this out. All right. So how do we find out 4, 8, 11, 11 and 4, 15 and 3, 18 and 22, 24, 26 and 28. So 28th is this. Okay. And this is 29. So we are talking about like UQ is going to be, 28th, which is 49 plus 29th, which is 50 over 2. And that makes it 49.5. All right. So that's the, this is how we have found out the LQ and we have also found out the UQ. Now we need to find out the interquartile range also, and that's nothing but IQR. That's in the short form, and we can simply say that IQR is equal to UQ minus LQ, and that's equal to 49.5 minus 26.5. That's equal to 3, and that's equal to 23. Okay, so this is how we have found out, all these questions like A, B, C, and D. So just because of the shortage of the time, I'm not covering this fifth one in this video. I hope you enjoyed all of these four questions here, and I'll be more than happy to take my conversations ahead with you in my further classes. Thank you so much for spending your time on this video. Bye bye. Have a nice day.